Hi, how are you guys? I just wanted to give you a preview of the Western and Southern Cincinnati in New York. I just wanted to tell you my thoughts about what I'm thinking about what's going to happen there with that. Um, so um, let's get on to it. First, let's look at the semifinals. I thought that Tsitsipas was going to beat Raonic. Um, didn't happen. So that's that. Well, like because I felt like both of them have quite a good serve, but the limited times when the ball comes back, that Tsitsipas has more in his game. The rally shot, better finishing the point and better net play, and more consistency, more speed around the court and things like that. But then also I acknowledge that Rainic has a bigger serve, so less will come back, and I think that was a big factor in this match. That just Tsitsipas couldn't really get anything, or couldn't really make he couldn't make Rainic play any kind of rallies, so it was just like huge serving from Rainic and just bad, poor returning by Tsitsipas. So the only time Tsitsipas could use his better rallying ability and the things that he has outside the serve was on his own serve when he has to win that anyway. I said it would be like 7-6, 7-5, something like that. It was close like that, but one break in the match. These kind of, but I thought like what's going to determine a tiebreaker or a one break will be the few rallies you get going. Tsitsipas could use his speed, better attacking, more consistent on the rally shots and all those things, and that would get him over the line. Instead, it was like he barely even could get in any rallies ever on Range's serve, and then the ones were on his serve. So even though range wasn't as good, if he could get it a few times, then he could break Tsitsipas. But actually, Tsitsipas was doing what I said he would do and was ahead and got break points in the first set. Got up in the tiebreaker. Looked like he was going to win because he had more than just a serve than what Rainic doesn't really have. More ability outside of his serve. But then we're about 5-all in the tiebreaker, and or is tied, and sits, and then Rainic hit a big serve on a forehand, like a 1-2 punch to get 6-5, and then at 6-5 in it, then he hit this amazing, just out of nowhere forehand. So it wasn't about consistency or being better in the rallies, just at the right time. He just went for it, have a go, took a risk, power near the line, and it just came off. And it just came down to the serve dominating in that one shot from Rainic getting him the set. When I was looking, would be about, like I said, better rallying, more consistency, more speed, better ability to finish off points from the back of the court and net play, consistency. But in the end, it was just the serve dominating and one amazing shot by Rainic at the right time. So that got him the set. And then hit another power shot like that in the game he broke, and then he's coming to the and then a point where he had Tsitsipas was in control of the point, hits the backhand across the court, and then what happens is you get a passing shot by Rainic, which is quite lucky, clips the net and goes over, and then he's passed, and then that big powerful shot that he hit in that rally, it was just a clean winner, and then a couple of errors from Tsitsipas got the break. But really, like Tsitsipas was on the verge of winning that first set. He had a break point. He had a great chance. He started up in the tiebreaker, and I feel like he just messed it up. And then once he lost all those opportunities to break serve, to win from ahead in the tiebreaker at the beginning, and to allow it to be 6-5 on serve where anything can happen. And it's not about you being the more consistent rallier or faster or all of that, even more power, like better in those rallies when it's not the few points of service and dominating. At 6-5, it can just come down to 1 point. And if a guy hits a winner out of nowhere, it doesn't matter if you're overall better in the rally. That 1 point will determine it. That's what happened. That's one set to love. And then, like I said, hit another clean winner in the game he broke. Then you can just get, like, it's not about consistency, lucky passing shot clipping the net, and then a couple of errors, and then there's your tiebreaker and your break, and then the rest of the story was his serve was too good. Tsitsipas couldn't even get in almost no rallies the whole match. Whereas even though he's not as good at a rally, he got in more chance and asked Tsitsipas to win rallies, which he's favoured to do a lot of the time to hold serve. Um, and if Raonic doesn't win those rallies, Tsitsipas is just holding and he holds too. But at a couple of important moments, he just went for a random clean winner and a passing shot to clip the net, and that got him the break. And that, so it wasn't consistency. It was just about a couple of great shots at key moments for Raonic that won it. And then the rest of the game just shutting Tsitsipas out with his serve. And when you're completely shutting the other guy out, um, a tiebreak or one return game, if you just get a few lucky shots or a few shots that just a few shots over the whole match, but at the right time, and you're shutting the other guy completely out with your serve, you can win the match. And that's what happened for Raonic today. Now, in the Djokovic match, look at Novak Djokovic. I just felt like he wasn't playing at a great level. Like Batista Agut outplayed him, sort of controlled the point. They're both consistency. They both got fast, like speed, and then great in the defensive positions. So he was better there. But then it came down to who would dictate the point. So I felt like Agut dictated the points in the first set and was more consistent. The second set, Djokovic was just tired. Um, he got like two breaks of serve, and he got two breaks of serve, and Batista Agut got one. The two breaks, he got a couple of errors, and he hit a drop shot both times, and followed by a really just risky power shot where he just goes for the line. That happened to land in. Um, that happened to land in. The drop shot worked out. He got a couple of breaks, and then that's how that happened. And then I'm just thinking the first set. I think um, there were two breaks against him. Yeah, one was when there was like a good shot and a forced error from Batista Agut, and then the other time he started with a good return and moved him around the court. Um, but just more consistent and more, sort of controlling the point there. Um, but like I'm saying, the second set, Djokovic just had a couple of games where he just went for a risky power shot near the line, took a risk, it went off, tried the drop shot, and the drop shot was in perfect position. But he's only going for these shots because he's not physically fit to play a rally. He's like, I have to go for it near the line. I have to try drop shots. And a couple of times in important games, he got one drop shot and one shot where he just hit with power on the line, and repeated that another game to get the two breaks and make it one set all. Um, so now in the third set, the third set was really like Djokovic gets the first break by Batista Agut. I think he's also tired. He just gets three unforced errors, goes down love 40 in a game, and then Djokovic hits a lob over him. He gets the break. The next game, Djokovic is trying to consolidate serve. So, what do you see with Novak? He got quite a few good serves that Agut couldn't return, and then was just sort of trying to hold serve there, and moved him around the court and got a few errors out of it. Got up 5-2, but then that's when everything fell apart for Djokovic, and I think the exhaustion, the tiredness got to him. So So he had a game where he was broken back, and he had a double fault, went down love 15, then hit three unforced errors in a row. Goot gets the break back. Then at five, and then a Goot holds serve. A lot of more errors in that game for Djokovic. Then at 5-all, he just hits another four unforced errors, goes down 6-5. Just a Goot being consistent, him hitting it out 6-5. Okay, so then Agut serving for the match, and then Djokovic just turns it up. He becomes aggressive. He starts hitting winners. He plays with consistency without errors. Doesn't look tired. Breaks Agut easily for 6-all. Then the tiebreaker. It's the first point. He serves an ace or like an unreturnable. Then the next 2 points. That's 1-0. Gets two unforced errors. Play good consistent tennis. Lets Agut have the error. Then basically two aces are unreturnable to get up 5-0. A return, just a clean winner on the line, and then a great return, putting a good out of position, controlling the rally, and then finish up with the high slam for 7-0. So that 6-5 game in the tiebreaker played at a high level. So now let's get to the final. Djokovic, like I said, Djokovic looked very tired. I criticized him in my video. You can see the decline of Novak Djokovic. When I said in the Australian Open final against Thiem, he'd had warm up tournaments, he had fitness. It was the beginning of the year. He had easy matches leading in, and then he just looked tired and exhausted in that Australian Open. So, like by the second set, and then I didn't understand, and then I just felt like I've not really seen this level of fitness. After an hour, he's tired and exhausted, and only winning because Thiem just bailed him out and hit the ball over the back line in the fourth or fifth set. But he was tired, he was done. He lost the second and third set in that match. So when you're looking at his physical decline, of course, it's hard to get back fitness after 6 months out. But I really saw a physical decline um, in this match against a Goot. And again, but this time I wouldn't say he got out of it because he the opponent just hit the ball over the back line like the Australian Open. He actually played a great game, 6-5 to 6-all in the tiebreaker. But most of the third set, the second set, he just couldn't even play his game. He had to do drop shots, go for it. He was hitting all these errors and just depend. And then it's just he was exhausted, and somehow he just had a tiny bit of energy for that last a good service game in the tiebreaker. Yeah, he did play good tennis. But most of that set he was tired. A lot of the second set he was tired, and had a few good drop shots. Had to change his game to be more aggressive. But this is a decline. He needs the physical fitness to play his game with the rallies. Didn't seem to have it in the Australian Open final. Didn't have it against a Goot. Now he's going to have to come the day after. But I'm going to give it to Djokovic. I'm going to give the final to him. I just think Raonic doesn't have much else other than a serve. Djokovic's key weapon is a returner serve. Djokovic's ideal opponent is someone who just has a serve and not much else. Djokovic will get more serves back of Raonic than anyone else, force him to get in more rallies than he's used to when he serve. And then Raonic having to win rallies against Djokovic just to hold. He won't be able to do it all the time, and then he's going to have to break Djokovic back, which means winning more rallies, but rallies that Djokovic is starting ahead and even losing points through Djokovic serving aces when he can't return Djokovic's serve. And then he won't have a chance to win rallies where Djokovic is in control of the rally because he starts with his serve, and then some points there's not even a rally. They're 3 points, and then other points they're rallies Djokovic control. He won't have a chance on Djokovic's serve, and Djokovic will make him do enough rallies with his great return that to have all these rallies just to hold serve all the time and all this pressure, he's going to get about one break a set. And I say Djokovic can get this in straight sets, maybe a break each set. Even if it's a tiebreaker, Djokovic is going to get enough rallies on his serve to get enough points to get a few two or three points on Range's serve in a tiebreaker, but Range can't beat him in a rally. So him trying to win a rally, the Djokovic starts the rally ahead with the serve. It's it, and then some of the time he can't. They're just 3 points through Djokovic's serve. I can't see him doing anything on his serve, and I can see Djokovic forcing him to play too many rallies on his service game or serve points in the tiebreaker. It could be something like 6-4, 6-4, or 6-4, 7-6, two close sets, but I'll give it to Djokovic. He's exhausted, but he won't need much energy because Raonic is a serve. So they won't, you know what I mean? There'll be less rallies, but the rallies that there are, he'll be able to save his energy and beat Raonic and get it and use his return to force Raonic to have more rallies than he wants to. And then in a position where Raonic has to win those rallies against Djokovic, maybe 1 or 2 games a set to hold, it'll be too much pressure for him. And Djokovic gets this. Like I said, it would be something like 6-4, 7-6, something like that. Two close sets, but Djokovic will get this one. But I think this is not good for Djokovic's US Open chances because I just think playing all these matches, being exhausted the week before, and then by the US Open semi-final, you're the end of 3 weeks of long matches. After not playing at all before that, you could really see the physical decline then by semi-final, final of the US Open. But for this day, Djokovic is going to come up as winner. Uh, my next video will be the preview of the US Open. The draw's out. I don't want to do it now or even right after this match, right after this final. I don't want to do it because I want to see if they're changing the court for the US Open for the Western and Southern. This is much faster than any US Open court. Even a day up between tournaments, all they have to do is put more sand in the paint over it, give it a day to dry, and you could have a much slower court. So if the Western and Southern is asking these court producers to have one speed, the US Open another, all they have to do in the one day is put more sand and paint over it, let it dry, and then have much different courts. So they could do that, or this could be the one court for both events. We'll see, but if both tournaments want a different speed, the people who make the courts, the company, could do that. So we won't really know until we see the first match on the Monday. So after the first day of play at the US Open, I'm going to do my US Open preview for the tournament. But just tune in. It should be on about Tuesday, so that'll be my next video. I'll talk about how the final of this Western and Southern Cincinnati and New York went. I've given you my preview for that in this video. So have a great day and night. Enjoy the tennis. Subscribe, give me the thumbs up, and like the video, all of that. Hit the bell notification, and I'll speak to you on about Tuesday for my US Open preview. Okay, bye guys.